Welcome back. We had the chance to sit down with the Director of Continuing Education and Workforce Development at Hostos Community College to talk about the first course apprenticeship program. Let's take a look. Under Hostos Community College, a program dedicated to learning about the art of cooking is looking for new applicants. Director for Continuing Education and Workforce Development, Alexander Seki, joins me to discuss the first course apprenticeship program. Alexander, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me, Kibin.
So, can you tell me about the Division of Continuing Education and Workforce Development at Hostos Community College?
Yes, we really feel like the division at continuing education and workforce development is really, we put the community in Hostos Community College. We've been serving individuals seeking everything from their GED or looking to improve their English through ESL in both tuition and free programs. We have a number of workforce development programs. We're really job skills focused. A great deal of what we do is what we call allied health, which is medical training. So everything from dental assistant, dental hygienist, clinical medical assistant, patient care technician. We also do a variety of professional development, Microsoft Office, a number of licensure programs, such as commercial driver's license, food handler's license. We're going to be launching taxi training sanctioned, commissioned by the Taxi and Limousine Commission, and of course we're doing culinary arts and IT and you name it. If it has a certificate and a licensure, we're training for it.
So I actually think that's really amazing that, a higher education or a place of higher education also offers just different opportunities to the people in the area. I think that's amazing. You talked about the culinary just a little bit. Can you tell me more about the first course apprenticeship program?
Yes, the first course apprenticeship program is a city-funded grant, which was awarded to Hostos Community College. The goal of it is to train line cooks. Right now, there's a major dearth in trained employees looking to get into the food service industry. As of course you know, pre-pandemic, there are approximately 90,000 food service jobs. That shrunk to 20,000 after lockdown. So Hostos College and Small Business Services in New York City, along with the Food and Beverage Commission, we're looking for some solid recruits who want to get into your high-end professional kitchens around New York City.
So I kind of love that you talked about it being professional. Can you go into a little bit of more detail? Because I'm not someone who's super familiar just with restaurants and cooking. Can you explain how it's a little bit different from, I guess, your average restaurant or fast food restaurant that we may go to?
So the Food and Beverage Commission has been working with a number of restaurant partners for years. This is in partnership with them. Every trainee, after receiving their 8 weeks culinary boot camp with Hostos Community College, will embark on an apprenticeship that's 6 weeks long at one of the partner restaurants. There's a number of big names, which I won't drop at this time, but any individuals who are interested in getting into this industry can attend an info session and learn more about getting through the program.
Now, can you tell me a little bit more about how Hostos College actually became a part of this program?
Yes, it went for RFP, right? There was a request for proposals. Here at Continuing Ed, we've been running culinary arts since 2014. So I guess a combination of our experience, our success record in terms of churning people out through our regular culinary arts certificate program and getting people into jobs, led them to award us with a $890,000 grant to run 3 cohorts of approximately 25 individuals. We are actually in week number 8 of the first cohort of this year. We're going to open another cohort in just a few days, April 18th, and we're starting another cohort in June. We anticipate we will be successful, and they'll re-up us for another year. So it's going to be an ongoing thing.
Now, what role would those in the apprenticeship take on in this program?
So it's heavily focused on the line cook position in a professional kitchen. Usually individuals seeking to break into the industry would perhaps start at the bottom, which is your busboy, dishwasher, prep cook, unless they were able to shell out the tens of thousands of dollars to go to a professional culinary college or institution. The program seeks to give job skills training to individuals who ordinarily wouldn't have that chance or don't have the tuition funding to go to school like that. So we're seeking to break people in kind of at the second tier, and give them the professional training that they need to succeed at their apprenticeship, with the goal that after the 6 weeks apprenticeship, they will be retained by that restaurant as a full-time worker.
Now, I think this is actually really exciting because it's not your traditional learning setting. So, can you explain what a typical day of class would look like for people in this program?
Yes, I'm glad you asked. It is not a typical classroom kind of deal. It's not a typical kind of job. The restaurants are generally dinner service only. So the training hours actually mirror the type of work hours they have. It's Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Students come in generally, we do a little bit of lecture for an hour. And then basically they're in the kitchen, hands-on, really working on their knife skills, so they can impress their new employers.
Now, not only will there be an opportunity to learn, students will also receive some incentives. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, absolutely. We understand, like I said, the training is Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m., very non-traditional hours, very impossible to hold a full-time job, difficult to hold a part-time job. So in order to alleviate some of the financial burden, all individuals do receive a $325 a week stipend, as well as a weekly Metro card to try to help alleviate some of the financial burden this would cause, because essentially they're going to be tied up doing this for 8 weeks and then an additional 6.
Now, I really like that resources are being provided. And I feel like nowadays a lot of people are talking about internships and apprenticeships should be paid. Can you explain the importance of providing resources to people who are in internship programs?
Yeah, and this is backed by solid research. This is a grant funded program. It's tuition free, but there's a pretty intense application process. It's not like if you apply you can get in. There's multiple levels of interviews. There's intake and assessment that you have to get in, and the research done by Small Business Services as well as CUNY as a whole shows that providing some kind of financial resource, even simply Metro cards, but with a stipend to boot, really boosts retention numbers, and really puts trainees' minds at ease that at least they have a little bit of support while they're going through this. I'll also add that there's a case manager attached to the program, who can alleviate any kind of issues that the trainees would be having outside of the classroom that may prevent them from attending class or coming on time. So it's really, we try to provide a full service training program.
No, I think the most exciting thing about this is at the end of the program, students will receive access to employment, which I think most people in internships or any apprenticeship looks forward to. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so like I said, we're working with food and beverage restaurant partners. The restaurant employers, they know that the apprentices are coming. Like I said, we're winding down the first cohort of this year. They're in their final week. They already know what restaurants they've been placed in. They've already been interviewed by their future bosses. So they will go into, the life of a regular professional chef. So that's strange hours, right? Like 1 p.m. to 9 p.m., maybe later, maybe a little earlier. They're going to be working weekends, holidays, right? Because those are the busiest times of the restaurants. But that's why we're recruiting for some individuals who are really, driven, committed, have a passion for food, have a passion for serving customers. And that's why the intake process is very rigorous.
Can you tell me what the requirements are for this program?
Yes, you have to be 18 years of age. You have to be eligible to work in the United States. Um, you have to have a passion for food, of course, and you have to provide proof of income, in a tax document. If you have income over $50,000 a year, unfortunately, you're not eligible for the training.
And how can those that are eligible for this apply, and what are the steps?
We are hosting a number of information sessions. That is the first step. You must go through about an hour-long presentation. I hope it's not too tedious. We try to make it, lively. We encourage questions and answers. We have discussion. It takes approximately an hour, like I said. And after that, they would be able to go to the application page. There are numerous info sessions coming up, and it's scheduled through Eventbrite.
And then can you just let us know where people can go to learn more information about this?
Sure, you can just type in First Course NYC in Google. I think it should come up on the nyc.gov site. There's some information there. Interested individuals are welcome to contact me directly at my email, which I think you're going to share. Again, my name is Alexander Seki, and I'd be happy to direct you to an info session and provide more information.
Now, thank you so much for joining me, Alexander. Before I let you go, we have just a minute left. Can you just explain how this program can help out the next generation of chefs?
Yeah, that's a very great point. The chef trainers that we have, between all of them, they must have decades of experience in the restaurant industry, all levels. We have former chef owners, former head chefs, former restaurant owners. We have a couple of published authors. A lot of our chefs do it for the love of the game. They want to pass on knowledge to the next generation. Some of them are semi-retired. So it's really a great opportunity to share all the knowledge that they have, both on a technical side, but also on a personal side, to help these trainees really thrive once they get on the job.
All right. Well, that's so wonderful. And Alex, once again, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back with more Open BxRx Tuesday.